Hi everybody, this is Miss Faith from Enchantments again. This is a little weird. I haven't done this before. I just got a call from a friend who read a post I put on Facebook today, but they told me something, TLDR. I'm like, what? And they're like, I read it, but TLDR. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, too long didn't read. Did you know that's what that meant? I said, what are you talking about? They're like, people aren't going to read it. It's too long, but it's important. Would you make a short video and just read your post to people? I'm like, okay, but I'm more than happy to, but reading is fundamental, people. Do you remember that commercial? Anyway, but thank you for asking me to do this. I wrote it this morning, but rather than good morning, I'll say good afternoon or good evening or good morning whenever you see this. Magical, gentle ones of this world. Please stay strong and hold on to your principles. I have been talking with a surprising number of people, as well as reading experiences online of a curious phenomenon that is occurring since the last presidential election. It might be not what you're expecting. We're angry, intolerant, hate-filled, anti-Semitic people who actually pride themselves as progressive or liberal are taking their anger out on other liberals because we're not anti-Israel. I'm serious. It seems because we are not Jewish, then we have the choice to not be supportive of Jewish people. And how dare we? How dare we support what the government of Israel is doing? Really? Is that what we're doing? By not proclaiming our allegiance to Palestine, we are automatically condoning genocide? Yes, my friends, that is what we are being accused of. Not just me. It's all over the internet. Let me explain slowly and carefully. Supporting Jewish people does not mean one necessarily supports Benjamin Netanyahu and his decisions any more than every single American who lives in this country supports what our boneheaded Congress or president-elect has done or will do. See how that works? Take a minute, let it sink in. But we Americans who are not anti-Semitic, fill in the blank, are being vilified, demonized, screamed at. Yes, someone actually screamed at me as loud as he could the other day in my shop. Apartheid, apartheid, over and over and over again. I mean, I absolutely lost his shit. I remain calm because I'm not a 5-year-old. It's lucky he didn't get physical for his sake, but he'll never be in my presence again. That's what I wrote. It gets better. If you've seen the flags we proudly fly at Enchantments from the BLM, Black Lives Matter. Hate has no home here. The Israel flag, the Haitian flag, the LGBTQ flag, peace flag, shalom. You should get an idea for our feelings toward our community. I also find it fascinating from a behavioral science perspective how many people who have a choice, who are not of an oppressed group and who can choose to not support Jewish people, LGBTQ people, Black people, and yet we do, we choose to be allies, are then the target of such hate and rage by those who are enraged by our choices to support these groups. And these people think they are progressives. Why does it piss them off so much? Because we can make another choice? I don't think that's what it is. Or is it because fundamentally in their hearts they are incapable of making any other choice but judgment and hate, exclusion, and bigotry, or as a good friend of mine, Dr. Jeremy says, othering? Some people are just not happy unless they're othering. Because they are just plain mad and have no one to get mad at, so they can strike out at someone they can afford to lose in their life. Because I've noticed they seem to hide their inner darkness around those closest to them. I wonder why that is. I did read about this person online who was dropped from a D&D online group, Dungeons and Dragons, simply because he was not anti-Israel. He was focused on the game. It wasn't that he was pro anything. He was just, he had not come out to be vehemently anti-Israel, so they just dropped him. That was it. He's out. Please understand that you may not know as much about a situation as you think. The violent, angry man the other night was spewing propaganda from Hamas, totally unaware, reminiscent of the propaganda the Viet Cong used against our American soldiers, and along with our news media, which together they created a storm on our American shores that caused wounded soldiers being brought home on stretchers to be met by Americans at the airports. No, they weren't meant to be welcomed home. They were spit on. They were called horrible names. They were demonized. That is why we still say welcome home to Vietnam War veterans to this day, as an apology, generations later, for their grandparents who now quietly and ashamedly realize how very wrong they were. The young people took it out on the wrong people, and that is what is happening now. Will the loud, angry men and women screaming at us ever realize how wrong they are? I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. I won't have out-of-control violent people who aren't emotionally mature enough to have a discussion around me ever. But when you encounter them, and my friend, you will, stay strong for your beliefs. And know that these groups already feel threatened by so many. It's not just Jewish people, it's Black people, it's LGBTQ people, it's Asian people, it's immigrants. It's not up to us to decide if they're here legally or not. They're human freaking beings. They need our support. They feel threatened by so many. Don't let the haters win just because they are loud and angry. Be a better angel. Thank you for listening. Thank you for asking me to read that. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks. Peace.